Week 31 Storm Tracker meteorologist Carson Meredith with 31 Triple Doppler.
Well, last week we did see some pretty intense and rough weather, especially on Friday.
I'm telling you, it was kind of a 1-2 punch on Friday, not just here at the station. We're back on our feet, fortunately, but Friday evening, we had that second round of storms roll through, and believe it or not, we had a tornado in Hampton Cove Friday night.
Goodness.
Folks at the Weather Service here in Huntsville did a survey yesterday down in that part of Madison County, and they did indeed find damage that was consistent with an EF1 tornado. Again, this was back on Friday evening with that last round of storms that rolled through. This was around 5:30 on Friday night. I live in Hampton Cove. It seemed like it was getting a little rough in that part of Madison County, and now we know why. Damaging wind with that tornado peaked around 93 miles per hour. And that EF1 tornado, while weaker, was still on the ground for about 7 miles. You can see a lot of leftover tree damage in that part of town. Some of the restaurant and store signs got blown out. It was all thanks to an EF1 tornado. Fortunately, no injuries. And fortunately, we're going to quiet things down for a while. Let's take you back out to the Space and Rocket Center on the Skycam network here at 618. Really nice morning. Very comfortable temperatures, a good bit of sunshine. 66 is the current temperature right now. The only problem for your morning drive is the wind is calm, which means there's a little fog still out there. It's not everywhere, but you notice visibilities are a little low in a few spots. Gunnersville at 3 miles, Coleman at 2 miles, 5 miles in Decatur. So if you encounter some of this patchy fog, just tap the brakes a little bit. Keep your low beam lights on and you should be just fine. 31 Triple Doppler looks pretty good. I expect us to stay dry all day. A rare July day that is totally dry and full of sunshine too. Great morning to walk the dog around the neighborhood. And while the temperatures, at least for us humans, are comfortable today, try to get those dog walks done this morning when that pavement isn't too terribly hot. We're in the mid to upper 60s right now. We'll climb to 80 degrees by 10 a.m. Your high temperatures are very typical for late July. Here in Huntsville, we'll hit 91 today. Elsewhere, low 90s for the most part. Maybe staying in the upper 80s in Fort Payne today at 89, 88 today in Guntersville, and also 89 up in Fayetteville, Tennessee. The next 2 days on future radar, not too shabby for late July. When you wake up tomorrow morning, there may be a few more clouds around, and that cloud cover will be just enough to keep our temperatures a few degrees warmer, but still fairly comfortable in the upper 60s. But as the day goes on tomorrow, that humidity starts to creep back in. It's not air you can wear, but you'll at least notice that humidity tomorrow. It'll warm us up a few degrees too. We'll go 94 here in the metro Tuesday afternoon. And with that humidity back in play, we'll have the chance for a few downpours. It's a low chance. We're talking 10 to 20% at best. So a lot of you stay dry tomorrow, but I can't rule out at least a couple of downpours later in the day. Otherwise, a lot of us will stay dry for at least the next week. Maybe longer than that too. No issues with your chores outdoors for at least the next 4 days. I would still suggest you get that stuff done around the house before it gets too hot or later in the evening, because those afternoons will still be pretty toasty, especially starting tomorrow when we go back up to 94. The hottest day will be Wednesday when we get to 96. We'll keep those high temperatures in the mid 90s for quite some time, but when you factor in that humidity, it could feel like the lower triple digits each afternoon.